Nighttime, isn't it? It's really stupid of me to say that, isn't it? But then I never said I was smart, right? Did I? No. So, nighttime is good for a stalker. But stalkers can still go in the daytime. Why Okawa, Watashi, whatever. Why I'm gonna get into the stalker scenario is because about 4 days ago I had a freaking stalker after me. And how I can spot a stalker is a long story. It goes back before technology, before back things are the way they are now, which can be corrupted with the technology and everything as far as they can track your cell phone, they can track where you were at what time and all that stuff with the technology. But the organized crime can vary at all that stuff too, so it's a cat and mouse game. Back in the day when we did a job, not that I did, but that I knew about doing a job, phrase it that way. By the time things arrived at the scene that were contrary, everything was already done. But that's another frickin' can of worms. So basically, how I spotted the scenario is I told somebody that I didn't know that well, kind of where I was habitating in a general area. And then I was heading home, and I noticed a guy wearing a hat. I got footage of that. I got pictures of that. Maybe I'll put them on this, maybe submit them on this, actually, in this video. But I got pictures of this cat. Here. Make it real. Gallery. Right here. This is in Japan. He's dressed like your typical gay boy. So anyways, what happens is someone tips him off, or it's a random thing. But I can tell when I'm entering the area that this guy has his arms crossed like this. And he's waiting for something. So that's how you can spot a stalker, is you can tell that they're waiting for a target right off the bat. And the target is you. So you can tell that, this guy wasn't obvious. If they're good, they'll be doing something like being on their cell phone, and they'll be reading a magazine. They'll be doing some kind of blocking or action that distracts you from thinking that you're a target or whatever. But this guy was just like straight out there, arms crossed, just pretty much. I knew that this guy was looking for a target, but I didn't know that it was me, right? Don't want to jump to conclusions. So I enter a store, leave a store, and I'm not thinking too much about it. Sometimes, I just noticed he's looking for a target. I didn't think it was me. So I get a little bit further down the street, And sometimes you can tell, your instinct can tell you when you're being stalked if you pay attention to your instincts. And I would recommend paying to your instincts in regarding this. Your instincts, your deep inner gut knows when you're being stalked. If you want to pay attention to it, it'll give you a heads up. And always pay your train fare. Don't run the gate. But I've been stalked and had people run the gate behind me. Before that, okay, which way are we going? Okay, so, anyways, so I'm halfway down this block, getting closer to my house, and I notice this cat's on the other side of the road. Then I notice that he is, I don't want to go that way. He's diverting towards my side of the road. About 150 feet behind me. So okay, we got that going on. Now I got normally where I would probably turn in to a location that I was going to go to, and instead I went half a block extra and I hooked it right, fired up the camera, and started taking pictures of his ass. Immediately, in those pictures that I showed you, he diverted across the street and faced the other direction, so I couldn't get shots of his face. So what happened was I ran around the corner really quick, fired up the camera, got it ready for him to pop around the corner, and he was actually going to follow me down the next street, this guy right here. So he was getting ready to follow me down the street where I hooked a right. Soon as he saw he was on camera, he diverted. So he automatically crossed across the street that way. So you can see where he deliberately turned around, he faced a different direction, he's looking another way, and he doesn't want his face on the camera. So basically, that's how he diverted. Now, in some cases, they're working with other people. So he could have been a setup, like if it was a team that was really going after me, it could have been a setup where he diverted and they had somebody else watching further in the dark, waiting to see where I'm going to enter, to follow me a little more. He could have been a diversion, but I think he was actually one, and he dropped it there. And so by his dress, I'm guessing he was probably a homosexual, and he was looking for somebody to attack. And I've met other males in this country that are Caucasians, such as like myself, that have actually been attacked before, not just women. So, I mean, I could go on and on and on about it, but and sometimes the police won't do anything after you're dead or raped. Then the police will do something about it. That's a little bit after the fact. So the best thing you can do is use your instincts, be aware of when somebody is, and don't frickin' take everything for granted that somebody isn't, or that they won't. Always be on guard. Some of it's my former lifestyle, things I used to do, I can't really discuss. But, so I have a hyper awareness of it, but you never know. You never know. So, yeah. And yeah, you do know, you find out. So, yeah, you have to protect yourself. You have to be aware of the possibility that someone is stalking you for one reason or another. And Yeah, another one that I see is real common in this country is people love, once you crack open your cell phone like this, they're looking at it. So I've seen people looking over people's shoulders. I can't even count how many times to see what people are doing on their cell phone. So if you have sensitive information, CIA, Yakuza, Mafia, drug deals, high-level finance, industrial espionage, information. I mean, they can get it two ways. They can get it off of a Wi-Fi electronically and all that, or they can get that information physically by looking at your phone. So a lot of times it's just people are curious, they're wondering what you're doing, and it's harmless. But other times people are actually tracking you, and they want to know what you're doing, who you're interacting with, what type of interaction you're doing with what types of people. So that's a common one I see in Tokyo, is eavesdropping on other people's spy phones, who they're talking to, who they're chatting to, and all that stuff. And also what they do is they secure passwords that way. They can secure passwords. They can secure user IDs, like say someone wants to get your Instagram or your Facebook or your freaking WeChat or whatever you got going, get your ID. An idea that way. So, it can be pretty sneaky. And to me, well, I'm not in that business anymore, but if I was in that business, to them, they could be putting their life in jeopardy to get involved with me in that way. Not even of their own volition, like say, for example, of things I used to do and people I was involved with. I wouldn't necessarily be the main actor if they eavesdropped on information that they weren't supposed to know and they got involved in it and revealed it to the wrong type of people in the wrong way. They would be putting their life in jeopardy. So people that do this are they don't know what they're getting into when you do that. And personally, I try to stay out of other people's business unless it's right in my face and I have to deal with it for self-preservation. Then I gotta watch that stuff on my own. But otherwise, I stay out of other people's business. Let their business be what their business is. But there's a lot of nosy people that want to eavesdrop in that way. Other way is conversation. So, like for example, I get the common one that people take for granted that are here. It's like, okay, I can have this conversation with this other person and they don't understand English. And trust me, a lot of people here understand English and they can understand your conversation. So they can extract all kinds of information. I still work in a sensitive field occasionally that if they extracted the wrong information from my conversations, some of my stuff on the internet that I have to do, that I have to interact with, it could cause all kinds of collateral damage. I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke. I mean, it could cause some collateral damage to them, people I'm involved with, and possibly me. So they could be opening up a can of worms by eavesdropping on me. But people are just freaking stupid and nosy, and they want to get into your business. So me, I'm hyper vigilant because I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm going to put myself and other people's lives in jeopardy because of my work. And I'm not working on that level of being a deep state spy anymore. I am not. Look at me. I am not a deep state spy. And I could do a whole show about that. And that's a totally different ball game. But what happened there was enough of attempts were made on my life where people tried to take me out. The last one fucked me up pretty bad, to put it mildly. I shouldn't be alive right now. And it caused me enough of brain damage and enough physical damage that I'll never come back out of that one. So I'm not capable of operating in that capacity anymore. Just for you people that are curious, those days are gone. You little spy trackers, those days are gone. I'm not capable of it. The last time they tried to take me out, they did. You know, I'm just a living hulk of what I used to be, unfortunately. That's life. I'm alive. But I have severe permanent brain damage. And I'm not capable of ever fully functioning at the capacity I used to. The problem is I don't have to worry about the deep state because they know who I am, they train me, they know who I was since I was, long before I knew. They knew a long time ago what I was, and I just kind of gradually figured it out. But thing is, and so technically I'm a rogue, but I'm an incapacitated rogue, so I'm not a rogue. Has been, I'm done. I'm finished, I'm damaged. It's time. There's no going back to the capacity I used to operate on. But it's these lower frickin' people, these lower level ones that don't have a clue, that think I'm still active, that I have some redeemable characteristics or assets or information. And those are the ones I gotta watch out for, you know, so I gotta blend in. And that's kind of why I know what I want to know. But the deep level ones that really train me for what I've been trained to do, they know that I'm damaged goods and I'm not going to ever function again like I used to. But it's the lower level ones that I have to watch out for the rest of my life. So I have to keep an eye out for stalkers. I have to worry about being injected with stuff or having food spiked or other things, and then I need to keep my traps shut. I really need to refrain from talking about anything in that area so I don't lead these other people on and don't realize, you know what I'm saying. That's a little bit of somebody that you had no idea about that exists. If I told you some of the things that I do know, I guess the simplest thing The simplest way, I'm eating up too much time here to go into a bunch of detail about stuff in my life. But it's kind of like The Matrix, the movie The Matrix. If you watch it, it's basically just a documentary of what's really going on. That's the bottom line. If I told you what's really going on in this planet, you would label me a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. And the ones that know, that I know, that know, which I can't expose them, I would be gone in a second. And I would already be gone if I could. So they did their damage on me, and I'm done. So I'm not anything anymore. I'm just putting in my days, trying to enjoy the remainder of my days on this planet and stay out of it. Let it do what it's gonna do. Good luck with that. Ultimately, the outcome, well, the writing's on the wall. Not just with me, but with the whole frickin' ball game on this planet. It's pretty much a done deal. And for you optimists out here, I hate to be a negative pessimist, but it's a done deal. It's not going to reverse itself. So, good luck with that. Good luck with everything.